Start the sharing my screen. Okay, so let's start this evening with three good news. The first one being in today's world, there is an abundance of possibilities. Like any interest that you feel you want to pursue, there is a way for you to pursue that. Uh, the second good news is we've seen that youth or teens, they love to learn from challenges and they love challenges that are relevant, that where there is an outcome in terms of industry related challenge. That's a good second good news. And the third good news and a very good big good news is that the world is also ready to embrace youth. In the sense, today the lines are blurring. People are, if you're offering value, if you can offer value, irrespective of your age or hierarchy, all those things are coming down, and people are more willing to uh, offer opportunities to youth, which is what we've seen with the 7 youth who've been part of CoVersity. One among them is Hari, who is with us here today. While we see the good news, sometimes there are some challenges which kind of don't allow you to uh, get their full potential. Now, the first one, which is also something that we put on the group today, is not many are clear about their career options, like what interests to pursue. But we think that's a great opportunity, and it's quite natural. And we say at CoVersity that you can discover your interest by deep diving in the domains of your choice. The second challenge that we see is the skill set building or the learning is not up to the industry standards, which is why at CoVersity we say connect with the industry. Your learning is totally aligned with what the industry wants of you. So from day one, your learning and your working, they're quite in sync. The third is if we see the youth are in many ways externally driven through marks, through exams. We are saying, why can't we flip the coin and let the youth direct their professional journeys? And that's the gist of what CoVersity is. It is all about discovering your passions and growing in them professionally. This is a quick snapshot of what this concept is like. Uh, it's all about coming together in a cohort where teens come together as a cohort. They deep dive in their respective domains, and their learning is by working in internships, taking up client projects. So you're working in order to learn. Of course, you're supported by guides, mentors, and the end aim is to develop your expertise in your field, but also develop yourself as a professional, and also at a personal level. Now, how do we see this progression? Like initially, for some they are clear, for some they are not very clear. You start by exploring deeply different domains. Once you have some clarity of what domain to go deeper into, you start building the expertise in that uh, domain. The final jump is when you are able to offer value to the world, and the world is also offering value to you either through monetary terms or societal terms, social terms, all those aspects. So that is when you may say goodbye to CoVersity, when you finally found your place in the industry of your choice. So let's see how this CoVersity journey starts. Whether you are clear about your interests or you're still confused, we say start with one or two interests of yours and commit to it. Like Hari, who is here with us, he was very passionate about bikes, and somewhere he was also considering photography. So he started with these two domains, and the idea is build a rigor to your exploration. How are we doing that? So the first few weeks, first few months, all the cohort is at the campus, which is near Hosur. The idea is to start doing lot of work, building a plan as to what areas of your domain you want to go deeper into. Some may take up competitions or take up a course if they want. They're also building a portfolio of all the work they're doing. And while the professional aspect is happening, they're also focusing on their personal skills. Now, this could mean one week they say, hey, let's say we want to address the aspect of public speaking. Or one week they would say we want to look at professional communication. So there's a lot of self development also happening while they're at campus. Now this next phase of this journey is the off campus or the industry exposure. Now in this phase the idea is go out in your industry and start working. Either for some it could mean internships, for some it would mean assisting a mentor, which could mean an apprenticeship, or some would be doing business, volunteering, attending road shows. Hari here is doing an internship with a service center, a Tata Motors exclusive service center, because he's interested in automobiles. So he's doing that as part of his industry exposure phase. The last phase, so once they finish their internships and all, they come back to the campus, and now is a time to reflect and review as to whether I want to continue with the same domain or I want to switch to something else. And this is what is also, I think, is in a great way the highlight, because it gives you a chance to look at multiple domains if you're not sure, and commit to it for some time, do solid work with the industry and get an understanding of the industry before you decide that, hey, this is what I want to pursue, or no, I thought I liked this, but I want to do something else, which is what a lot of us as adults keep doing later on in our life, which is what we saw in our poll. So we are saying, let's prepone that whole exploration. Let us give us our teens a chance to explore many domains if that's what they want, if they're not clear. Now, what's the support system like at CoVersity? The first support is obviously the buddies or the cohort. They're all of the same age group. They are driven to reach on their professional goals, and they understand each other the best. The next support system is guides. Now, guides are parents and facilitators from Aarohi team. The role of guides, they're not technical or domain experts, but they are there to ensure that these cohort are on the plan that they have designed for themselves. The next is the mentors. Now they are your technical experts. Uh, it could be a person, it could be connecting with someone through their YouTube channel. So the aspect of mentorship has really widened in this day and age. There's so much accessibility. People are very welcoming in the digital age, where I know of many people who are connecting with their mentors on Instagram, on YouTube. So that's really broken a lot of challenges in that area. The final bit is the community. Now you get the support of a thriving community like Aarohi, which is you're backed by 100 families who are on a similar journey, and you have the support to connect with each other, and you're not alone on this journey. Now, what's the outcome like of this CoVersity journey? We say the first thing is you're work certified. CoVersity is not going to give you any certificate. You need not have one certificate which says, oh, you're certified. Rather, your portfolio, your bunch of work is what is going to certify you. And that is how you engage with the industry. And that is what these 7 youth have done to kind of get their internships or volunteering opportunities. And so because you're closely working with the industry, you have solid industry intelligence, you're building a portfolio, you're connecting. Already there's an element of networking, and you're building the 4 IR skills, which are recommended by the World Economic Forum. While there's a solid emphasis on the professional aspect, there's an equal emphasis on also your self-development. Since this is a very self-directed journey where you figure things out by yourself, you're creating your own roadmap, you build the aspect of self-leadership. And since you're in a cohort where things may not always be rosy, so you're also learning to, understand interdependence, relationships, and this whole figuring it out is what helps you with the living skills. Now, what are the possibilities? Now, some may want to look at being an entrepreneur, some may want to look at a job in their field, some would like to dabble in multiple fields and become a freelancer. For some, it's all about doing something for the joy of it, which is the creative pursuit. Now, I have shared so much. Now, let's look at what a day is like for the CoVersity cohort. Now, Srijani, who is one of the cohort members, she's interested in baking. Now, she's not part of any college or any hotel management course. So, how is she going about her journey in baking? Okay, so this is basically a brief snapshot of everything we've discussed so far. I'm going to leave this on the screen so that you have some glimpse of the overall concept. But we are here, we can open the floor for questions or any thoughts, or the discussion for today is really when youth are really not sure of their interest, or they want to keep switching. They're not keen on any one interest. So how do we go about that? Also, we have Anand and Hari, so you can ask them or connect with them. Any thoughts, any questions? Okay, okay, yeah, hi Seema, please go ahead, please ask.
Yeah, hello. I want to talk to Hari. Hari, beta, have you been to any regular school earlier, or you started
Uh,
from Coversity itself?
I went to regular school earlier, that was in 2011 to 2016, and I studied till 7th. And after that, I told my parents that I don't want to go to regular school. I want to study at home. And then my father kept me into sports, athletics, that I did for 7 years. After that, I went to regular school and I applied NIOS and I have completed my 10th. Later on, slowly I got to know about Aarohi CoVersity and I attended a boot camp on April 17th. And later I picked my domain as photography, but that didn't work out. And I picked another domain is cars and motorcycles, which I'm currently doing right now. That's the whole plan.
Okay, and beta, what it is like from the routine of school, and now you are doing freely what you will. बस
Once, can you ask me? And I didn't understand.
भैया भैया से बात कर रही हूँ मैं अभी देखो Beta, I wanted to ask you that what it is like when you shift from a regular pattern school towards this new thing of doing on yourself what you like to do at that point of time. So, how is the difference that you feel in your urge to do something or your interest, self-directed learning kind of thing, we can say? Is it
Mm,
so that you are enjoying it more?
I'm enjoying it more better than regular school. Doing open learning, I'm enjoying it a lot. Even I also didn't know what was open learning much before, but slowly, someone one guided my parents that it's better he learns it by himself like that. And you can ask my father also how did it started. He's here only.
Yeah, absolutely, better. My son is disturbing me actually. I'm
No, no,
really
no, no.
sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
Anand, you want to add in your point of view here? I mean, just for others, as to how, yes, schooling is one bit. We're not saying it's wrong or anything, but this is a very self directed journey, which is very kind of different from the very mainstream schooling approach, right? And how is it? What was it for you and Hari and the entire family?
Yeah, actually, Hari was till seventh. He was in mainstream, and later on, he was not so comfortable with the mainstream concepts and all. So we just kind of a break for Hari we took, and he was into sports, which he was doing good, but he was not so comfortable in that also. Actually, to be frank, uh, so it went on so, and we had a deep this thing that he has to at least complete his 10th. So we've joined him in a open. It's a community based thing wherein everything they are free to study whatever they wish to. And they guided us NIOS, which he passed, and after that he wanted to pursue in any one particular thing, and he was always behind the bikes, which I, which even he in fact was saying. And as time went on, we came to know about Aarohi, but it was a delay kind of. He should have joined a year ahead. And after this boot camp concept and all, even I was with him. I don't know about Hari, but I liked it very much. And after that, the journey started, and he coming out for intern, and he was into, I mean, his choice, this thing, and which himself went in and requested them that he would like to join and all, and they accepted him. And now I feel that he's comfortable in whatever he chose, and the main owner of the Tata Motors where he is in was worried actually when last week Hari was not present. Hari had a fever and all. And I was shocked actually when he asked me. I was wondering where Hari is. And later on, he told me that if Hari is interested, I would like to send him to the Tata Motors main this thing, wherein they will guide him, they will teach him everything. And that moment, I felt proud actually, because the Polytechnic guys who were with him were not selected for that. But this guy, the open learner, is selected for that. That's a thing which I would like to.
Yeah.
And now,
And one thing I would just like you to like see a lot of times parents ask us like, there's no certification. How will the industry really entertain these teens? And it was very interesting that for many of them, they shared their portfolio and they went through the interview, all those things, and the whole industry was so surprised that there's something called open learning, and this is also one way of doing that. The parents were also interviewed as to what are they doing with their kids and how are they going about it. So Anand, you want to share a bit about
yeah,
your
yeah.
interview?
After Hari's interview, even I was interviewed, and I was asked like, "Are you trying to play with your son?" I said, "No, uh, it's his choice, and I would like to give respect for what he wants to." And they, in fact, told that 1 month we'll just see if he is able to adjust and all, then we'll go ahead with him, or else. But end of the, I mean, after the 1 month session, I mean, his this thing and all, he was asking me like, I would like to send your son to the Tata Motors main this thing and make him learn in a better way, because he's showing interest and all. For which I felt happy actually, and I hope Hari is also.
Yeah, yeah. So I think the idea is people are willing to, like, as long as you can show that you're able to offer value, and how they're showing this is through the portfolio. And I think just last week, Hari got his first paycheck from his internship. Yes, okay, so that's the internship bit. But yeah, we can open the floor for more questions, or if you have any particular, we want to share something from your side, you can do that as well. So we have the trial week. I've put it on the screen, which is what Hari was talking about, the boot camp. So whoever wants to ask question, please go ahead and ask. Jeevan, you can ask right away. You don't
Yeah,
have to.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah.
Actually, after discussion, I felt so happy. The
Mm,
kid, how he expressed this thing all. But here, my son, I'm already discussed with about my son.
mm-hmm.
We running out with him like he wants to learn reading and all, because he's a slow learner. We like since from 5 to 6 years I'm running behind him with a special educator, like these special schools like that. But I couldn't find out in which area he is especially interested. That is
Mm,
my a very big concern.
mm, mm,
Is like once I join this group, like
mm,
he can find out himself,
mm, mm.
like in which area I'm interested and all like that.
I think that's the whole idea of CoVersity, Kavita.
Yeah.
See, it's not just about these teens, many adults also, right? Some of us take 30, we are 30 and then we realize, hey, this is what I like doing. Or we are 35, for some so it really depends on the learner. But I mean, that was the essence of why we thought a thing like CoVersity or a concept like CoVersity needs to be there, where you have
Hmm.
the opportunity to look at multiple domains, and it is not a very shallow scratching of the surface. Like if Hari is interested in bikes, his whole journey started with he was first creating videos about reviewing bikes. He has a YouTube channel. He started sketching. He started understanding the parts, this, that. He would go and meet different mechanics and people at service centers, talk to them. So you are getting a full-fledged understanding of the industry that you are
Hmm.
exploring for those 6 months. So
Hmm.
the whole idea, and if they're not sure, which is very, very, very natural at this age, in fact at any
Yeah.
age that matter, not everybody is clear. So we say let's
Hmm.
out exploring one after the other. And see, all these explorations, again, it may seem that, you keep switching interests. So all the effort is wasted. But
Yeah.
it's not like that, right? It keeps adding to your whole learning journey. And
Mm.
moving on from one domain to the other, but the learning stay. They are
Mm.
uh, as in how you proceed in your journey. So definitely, and it also depends. See, that's the whole idea of coversity. We don't have a fixed duration. We
Mm.
start with a minimum of 1 year of commitment. For some, it
Mm.
could be, hey, I'm very ambitious. I want to, quickly get into the industry. Very works for them in that sense. For some, it is like,
Mm.
no, I want to take my time. I want to, I want to do it relaxed, and I want to be
Mm.
it that way, which is also fine. So we are not deciding the duration of your journey. You decide, I want to do it quickly, or I want to do it not so quickly. Everything is welcome in diversity.
Mm. Yeah,
So
Pritika,
is
that
there
is my.
any end line, like how many years you will take to complete this journey?
See, ideally, it depends on the learner. Uh, it's like when they found like they found their place in the industry of their choice. Until then, if they feel they need a support system of cohort, there are guides, they need that backing, they continue with coversity. But let's say you found a job, or you've started your business, you launched it or something. It really depends on where you see what is your goal, what is the goal of the learner, what have they designed. I want to get a job, if someone is saying, then they work towards that. And once they are in that space, now they're comfortable, then they're they're done with that. So ideally,
Mhm.
average, if you ask me, uh 2 years, 3 years, maybe, but for some it could be really quicker than that also. So it depends on how aspirational or how ambitious they are, or we are not deciding or judging them on that, but it depends on that, like how much are they driving, because they are driving this journey, right?
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah. um I'm just going to be launching a poll. People who have come here for the first time, if you could take this poll, it will help us see how we can stay connected. But yeah, we can, if there are any more thoughts or something, we can always take that.
So I think I'll come up with a quick question for Hari and his dad, maybe, or even for yourself, Kritika. My name is Aarti. I've been a part of a few recent sessions as well, trying to get my head around Aarohi X, and then hopefully in due course the CoVersity. So we are not talking of any sort of benchmarking. So even when Hari wanted to join the industry, at what level he is, or at what level the industry wants him to be at, or at what level will the industry accept a learner or a newcomer. Is there any way to benchmark some of this, maybe? Or it's all fluid. How does that work? Maybe if my child is doing this on their own, the gap between what my child is aspiring to learn and maybe what the industry wants to accept, even without a certificate and all of that, is big. How do we know when the child is ready, or when this learner is ready or not?
Okay. So again, it really so if it depends, like for some who are just starting out, uh, you know, uh, it could be at an intern level, or for some, it may not even be an internship. It could be, let's say, just volunteering and getting a sense of it. So
Hmm.
there's no hurry, right? Like if they are 13, 14, 15, they are just starting out. If they've spent some time, doing this open learning journey, and they've kind of spent a lot of time on their domain, like
Hmm.
if I were to give you an example of Shreya, who has been doing this way of her journey for the last 1.5 years. and where she's taken up 3-4 client projects. And so her level might be slightly different to someone who's just joined in, or let's say Hari, who's just started for the last 3 months. So yes, of course, there will be a difference. But the bigger part is that when you said no, their skills may not be aligned with what the industry is asking them to be, that is where I would like to clarify that even for the 3 months that they are at the campus, they're
Mm.
not learning something very different from what their industry is. In fact, they're learning or they are doing some project or the other. Now, it could be a client project, it could be a community project, or it could be a project
Mm.
they've designed for themselves. But it's all about doing. Like to give you an example, I'll give you 2-3 examples. Let's say, like a David, he did a client project. Now he's interested in carpentry. Before going to the internship itself, he did a client project. Srijani, the video we saw, she did lot of self projects. Then she did a taste mela, which is like, go out and kind of experiment with public, with home bakers, bakeries.
Okay,
So
understood.
this is all designed by them, okay?
Right.
Not
Okay.
me
So
or someone
to
else
clarify.
tell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. To clarify, so firstly, I'm absolutely have no intention of comparing, one child's journey to the other. So that's absolutely not my intention, and that's understood. The only thing I'm trying to understand is, say, supposing my child wants to go into a domain X. Now, I know nothing about domain X, but this child wants to do this. Now, my child is at CoVersity. Now, you have mentors there. So will there be someone to facilitate that domain which I know nothing about, say, for instance? Because what we repeatedly keep hearing from the industry and from everyone who's trying to hire is that whatever students are coming out of institutions, there is a huge disconnect between what they learn in the institutions and what the industry wants. So, and that is exactly what we are trying to solve here, while taking into account the child's interest, because we understand that whatever the child is interested in is where he or she will learn the best or apply themselves the best, not even learn, perform, all that I'm not even talking about. So I'm not even going there. But my question is then, therefore, if I dump my child on you and say, okay, domain X, which nobody is doing, and then how will Aarohi
Yeah.
make sure that, okay, in this domain X, which the parent is clueless about, now the child wants to do this domain X, and we have to do something which aligns with the industry. Now that's meeting so many variables. So how do you solve that? This is just open ended. I'm not trying to,
Yeah. Sure,
I'm
sure, sure.
I can't do
Aarti,
this. So
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Aarti. So, you don't dump the child on us.
I
Uh,
mean,
no, no,
yeah,
wait. Hear me out. I'm
yeah,
coming to what
yeah.
you're saying. So at CoVersity, it's not like a college, right? Where the
Mm,
children are sent off to college. If you know Aarohi, it's a very community-driven experience. So the parents are equally part of the fold. Now, if
mm,
you remember, I told the parents and the facilitators at Aarohi become guides in this whole
mm,
system,
mm,
right? So Anand is a guide, not to just Hari, to the entire cohort, right? So as families, we are all taking all on this journey together, where
mm,
our role is to guide. Now we need
mm,
not be experts, because obviously
mm.
we can't be experts in the
You
domains
can't be,
that
right? Yeah, yeah,
absolutely. Which is
yeah.
why, again, we don't provide mentors to these youth.
Mm,
They seek and they reach out and they, connect with the mentors they want to in their domain. Now, that whole connection, again, that's
mm,
the big figuring out that they do. So, more than the mentor that they get, the whole
mm.
process to reach that mentor is more valuable, if you ask me. Because they have to
How
figure
does
out
that
who their mentor. Sorry?
happen? Yeah, how does that happen? I mean, I'm sure it does. I don't know how though, but
It
you
all
know.
depends. It all depends as to see, Aarti. Also, we are looking at mentors as just people from the industry, right? One individual. If you ask
Mm,
me, these youth are so well ahead that for them, some of their domain champions are on you or on Instagram or YouTube. So that's the
okay.
connection. For someone who's in filmmaking, it's a very
Mm-hmm.
different. So again, it's very and that's what the individual has to figure out. Of course, we are
Hmm.
there together. They have their cohort. Now, it's just the one aspect of building a portfolio, right? Like a Hari is building his portfolio, but with him, he has 6 other people who are building portfolios. They kind of connect with each other. They kind of review, give feedback. There are 7 minds working for along with you. So I think that's the big plus point,
So,
that you're not alone.
so the 6 people that you just mentioned that work with Hari are working in the same domain, or they could be in
No,
different domains?
no. So it's not domain specific. They are a cohort because they are all on this journey. The journey is the common factor. They can be in different domains. Some of them could be working together in some
Okay.
aspects. Uh,
Hmm.
like someone who is interested in UI UX designing and someone who is interested in digital marketing, they were doing a project on website together. Now there was a need for them to connect, so we are not deciding the connections. It's
Okay.
based on how they are. For some it's just about the vibe they share with some one of the
Oh,
individuals. So it's
okay.
very dynamic and fluid, so we are not setting the constraints of, if you are in the same domain you become a cohort. No, we are not saying that.
Okay. 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 So they are just okay. Understood. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry if it sounds very mundane or very
No,
confusing, but
no, please.
thank you very much.
Seema had a question. What is Hari interning as? Hari, you want to maybe share uh, what are you doing as part of your internship? What's your focus in the internship?
My focus on internship is working on each and every car, getting the tools, or the bits and the bits, what size we need to remove the air filter, what are the tool numbers we are required to work on the car, and purchasing the spare parts and many more things, lifting the car, removing the tires, working on them, just general maintenance, first service, second service, and third service. It's not only just one car, we work on every car and filling the diesel exhaust fluid to reduce the carbon. I didn't notice what was that before, but some technician guided me that this is one thing to reduce the pollution, to reduce the vehicle pollutant. That's the thing.
Okay. Seema, I hope that's answered what you were looking for. And quick thing on poll, if you've not taken the poll, please do so. All right. Okay. Okay, the main idea is, no matter how much I talk or we connect, this kind of a journey can be best experienced when you are at the campus, which is why we offer these trial weeks where for 5 days you come, be part of the campus, do this way of learning or doing your professional journey for 5 days along with a cohort. You get to understand the community that's behind this the campus life, and then that helps you take a call, because the next you can join this cohort from Jan 2024. So we work in cycles of 6 months. This cohort started in June. You can join this cohort next in Jan. So which is why we are offering a trial week now. Okay.
I also wanted to ask this, the current dates are 18 to 22nd December, right?
Correct.
And do you have the dates for the first quarter of 24 as well, already published anywhere or not?
It would be somewhere around. So the cohort will start from Jan 8th. So that is when we have planned for one more trial week where,
Yes.
yeah, but these are the 2 dates for now.
2 dates, I didn't understand. We have only 1 week, which is 18 to 22nd. That's one option. And the second option?
Jan 8th
Jan 8th.
to 13, Jan 13.
So that's also a trial week that one can.
That is when the cohort is starting. So we, any which ways offer. So people can be part of the first 5 days and then they decide whether they want to continue or maybe take some more time. So that's also open.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's very, very helpful because December was not working out for us. So we might just do January then.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you everyone for joining us. We will pause the conversation now and we keep meeting every week. So if you have doubts, keep coming and we can keep having these conversations. Thank you.